52 Traders, episode 20.
I would almost dare to ask your listeners now to go back and look at their last 10 or 20 trades. I can almost guarantee that the majority of the losers will be because they were out of sync with this simple rule I'm giving you.
Over the next year, your host Cam Hawkins gets inside the minds of 52 of the world's best traders to find out if he has what it takes to become one of them. Join Cam every week on the 52 Traders podcast or at 52traders.com to learn how to trade like the pros. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not investment, trading, or financial advice of any kind. Trading is very risky and could lose you all of your capital. Any comments about historical performance are not an indication of future results.
Before we kick things off, remember to visit 52traders.com for the show notes and to pick up my completely free trading software that had a 100% win rate in 2014. Simply jump on the site, add your email, and I'll send you the download links. What's up, traders? Welcome to another weekly installment of 52 Traders. And today we're lucky enough to have Stephen Primo on the show. Stephen has been actively involved in trading the markets for over 38 years. His trading tenure began back in 1977 at the Pacific Stock Exchange. Stephen eventually left the stock exchange floor in 1994 to focus on managing money and to teach his own unique approach to trading the markets. Scores of students from beginner to advanced levels have gone through to become successful traders after being introduced to his proprietary methods of trading. These days, Stephen teaches his strategies through the website specialisttrading.com and also in conjunction with protraderstrategies.com. Welcome, Stephen, and thanks for joining me here on the 52 Traders podcast.
Oh, thank you so much for asking me.
Right, Stephen, so I've mentioned some of your highlights already, and I know that's only a small part of your story. So now's your chance to tell the listeners a little bit more about you personally and what first attracted you to trading.
Okay, well, my story is similar in some aspects to most traders, but it's also different in others. I really started out not knowing anything about trading. I know a lot of traders have a background where they go to school and they study, or they have people in the family that are traders. I absolutely knew nothing about trading, had no interest. I had just graduated college, and I was looking for a summer job, and I happened to stumble across the Pacific Stock Exchange in downtown Los Angeles. It was a regular stock exchange, just like the one in New York, just smaller, and it was based off of the markets that were being made in New York. But it was a large room, people yelling and screaming, paper all over the floor, and the minute I saw it, I fell in love with it. I had no idea what they were doing. I didn't know what anything was going on, what it meant, but it just looked so exciting. I thought I could have a nice summer job there, and it turned into a career. So I basically learned all about trading, all about what the markets were from starting on the floor. And then I traded, as you stated earlier, on the floor through the crash of 1987, through the bull market that followed after that. I left the floor in the mid-90s, and that's where I really started to really get into trading, because I started to really just rely on everything I had been taught through my mentors on the floor. So trading was a process that took many, many years to fully develop, and it's not something that ever ends. It's something that you're constantly striving for to keep in sync with. But I have a certain philosophy and a certain way of doing things that I think is a little bit different than most traders, and it really lies in simplicity. It's trying to keep things as simple as possible. So most of the methods I use for regardless of the market are just based on just a few simple rules and just trying to be in sync with what the market's doing.
Cool. And can you give the listeners a bit of detail about your personal life and what you get up to there?
Okay, sure. Well, personally, right now, I live in Los Angeles. I work out of my home office, and I get up every morning roughly around 3:30 a.m. Pacific time. Because I want to catch what the markets are doing. I give out a number of signals for our clients that trade the Forex currency pairs. And as well, I like to see what happened possibly in the overnight markets. But the type of trader I am, I really am not concerned with news. I really don't look for any. I don't get up to make sure I hear some announcement. In fact, I haven't looked at any news since I was trading on the floor. So I'm not concerned with news. And once again, I don't want to overcomplicate my trading. I'm just really looking at what either the stocks or the futures are doing. And then I roughly, my schedule has actually changed now because we've grown so large. Before I would say 70 to 80% of my time was allocated for trading. Now roughly about 10 or 20% of my time is allocated for trading. And most of the time I'm conversing with a lot of my students, mentoring them, as well as giving daily webinars, sometimes 2 or 3 a day, and interviews such as this. And so I do that 5 days a week, and then on the weekends, I pretty much don't even think or consider anything about the market. I just totally go away from it.
Cool. Okay, so for those listening for the first time, we're about to enter a round I like to call the fundamentals. This is where I'll be asking Stephen to tell us stories that will help you understand what makes him a successful trader. So can you give the listeners some insight into your trading style, the strategy you use, time frames you trade, winning percentages, instruments, those sorts of things. Okay, so that was the first part of the show. Now, to hear the full episode, the best bits, join the family at 52traders.com. They usually go for about 45 minutes to an hour long, and trust me, these shows are great. They give us so much insight. Now, if you want to get there quickly, all you need to do is jump into the show description on your phone, and there's a link taking you directly to 52traders.com, where you can join the family over there and listen to the full episode. Now, in the rest of the show, I cover off what my traders do differently from the rest of us. So what is it that they're doing that we're not doing? What their typical trading day looks like, what they would do if they had a day job now and wanted to trade for a living, their preferred trading strategy, so actually how does it work? What we should be educating ourselves on when we're looking at a price chart, so what indicators we should use, what price levels, what chart patterns, all those sorts of things. Also, we touch on fundamentals as well, so how do we use news to our advantage? Trading psychology, tips, tricks, techniques, we go through those. Exiting trades, managing trades that you've got running. So we talk about their strategies. They give you strategies for exiting and managing trades. Books to read, websites to visit, all the best ones. Something that you should try and master over the next month. The broker and platform they use. And finally, last but not least, they give us a full trading strategy. So something you guys can try out at home on your PC this week in the markets if you wish. Now, to get the full episode, you need to jump onto 52traders.com, join the family. As I said, it usually goes on for 45 minutes to an hour, and there's a link in the show description, so if you're on your phone, just jump on there, tap the link, and it'll take you straight to 52traders.com. Now, if you're thinking about learning to automate any of your trading, hiring a developer, learning to code, that sort of thing, then before you do that, jump onto my other website, automatemytrading.com. So if you're interested in automating some or all of your trading, then jump onto automatemytrading.com and you'll see me over there. For now, to hear the rest of this episode, all you need to do is click on the link in the show description or go to 52traders.com. See you there.